What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you guys have a fantastic day today, and today we have the June 2023 Tulsa International Airport update for you guys. I really hope you guys are excited for today's videos. Today we have a very exciting Tulsa International Airport update in store for you guys. We got some various aircraft changes, some more news, and all kinds of fun items to dive into in today's video. I really hope you guys are excited for this, and without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started. We're really going to change it up today, so we're going to start on the east side of the airport to really give us a different perspective, because I know we start at the southwest gates every time, but why don't we change it up a little bit, have some fun in these late nights in the middle of June. So first and foremost, this board is over there. It's honestly in really bad shape, and I'm not in a great spot with, as you can see, not many tables left to work with to utilize it, and I had it on the corner last time. It wouldn't work the best, so I decided to hold off on that for this update, but it will be back next time, hopefully with a little bit of a revamp, because it definitely needs it. So let's go ahead and get started. It doesn't affect it too much, as I kind of have made up for it here, and you'll see why in a real life story. Starting right here, currently not taking off. This is rolling off of the runway. Yes, we're only 1,500 feet down the runway, but we're rolling off the runway. We have this beautiful American Airlines Boeing 787-9. This aircraft has just got done with some sort of engine test here on the runway. So when I was at Tulsa International Airport last time, it feels like every time I go to the airport, I turn the airport update into the day I was there. But this was a very cool occurrence. On runway 8, or yes, runway 26, excuse me, on runway 26, the crosswind runway, there was a 787-9. Ironically, while we were using the visitor pass for the first time, that was on the runway doing some sort of engine test. I don't know exactly what it was, but it lined up and just kind of revved up the engines and then finally pulled off after about 15 minutes. So I don't know exactly what that was, but it's really cool that they can utilize that crosswind runway for something so simple like that. I'm sure they do that all the time at the actual maintenance facility as well, but it's really cool to see that they bring it out to the runway and do it that way as well. So I'm not exactly sure on all those details, but I thought that was too cool of an occurrence not to throw in here in today's airport update. Again, wrong runway and wrong setup, but pretty close. It does the job here, and I want to have all this aircraft taxiing anyways. So it's currently rolling off the runway, heading back to the hangar after some sort of engine check. If anybody in maintenance or anybody that knows about that kind of stuff could please let me know if you have any assumptions on what was going on there. I would greatly appreciate it. But I thought it was really fun and very cool to get to see that right there. So the 787 just got done with some engine tests. Currently taxiing out for departure right here, we have this Sun Country Boeing 737-800 by GeminiJets. Very excited to see Sun Country back here doing some charters for us today. This aircraft came in earlier today from Evansville, Indiana, and now is going to be heading on to Fort Collins, Colorado. Got to see this flight on Saturday, May 27th. It was really cool to see this. We even went into the terminal because this docked up at gate Alpha 3, which is really cool to see. Not exactly sure why they didn't use the ramp, but it actually used the gate, so I thought that was too cool to pass up an opportunity to go inside the terminal with the brand new visitor pass that we'll make some more references to here later in today's video. But it was really cool to get to utilize that to go see this aircraft. I hope they start flying here sometime. I feel like they would do really well to replace Delta's service. I feel like Sun Country has just enough demand for Tulsa to Minneapolis during the summer with the point-to-point passengers that flew to Minneapolis, because there's not a ton of those, but I feel like 2 Sun Country flights a week would be perfect for that. Obviously, it was mainly Delta Airlines connecting passengers, but Sun Country maybe could fill a role there sometime. So we'll see what happens. They are flying in cities like Colorado Springs and Kansas City, which aren't quite, Colorado Springs is pretty comparable, Kansas City not quite, but I think there may be some potential there one day, and who knows, maybe they'll do it, maybe they won't, and maybe they could pair it with, if they end up doing our international flight sometime when we have that facility built, and we'll talk about that more here in a moment as well. But enough being said there, a bunch of really cool storylines to follow. We'll keep up with that. Sorry about that, everybody, but my brother was nice enough to call me and tell me that, I can't believe I didn't hear, but a Kalita 747 was flying over the house, coming in from Columbus. I think it's going into Will Rogers World Airport in Oklahoma City. So kind of jealous about that, but the lighting is about to fade there and here anyways. So, but still really cool. So appreciate everybody keeping in touch with me about aviation related topics here at home. But nevertheless, back into today's airport update, we have this American Eagle Barbarian Acer -900. We're not going to Washington Reagan with this service. We're going to Dallas Fort Worth International Airport. It is with PSA Airlines, as PSA has now established their crew base in Dallas. So really cool to see the replacement for Mesa now. PSA's CRJ 900s are awesome. They're really nice. The Mesa ones, mid at best, we can argue that. But you know, it's really nice to see that PSA is now grinding there in Dallas, and we'll be very excited to catch up with that in the Dallas update coming up later this month. But nevertheless, this CRJ-900 is now operating on once daily service, and I'm sure there'll be more of them in the future. But yeah, really interesting Dallas schedule this month for American here at Tulsa as well. They're flying a variety of services, couple 175s for Envoy, this 900, a SkyWest 700, a couple 737s, and I think a 320. So quite an interesting combination of aircraft. They're definitely getting their variety in, but we love to see that. After the 737s are really nice, and I'll take them all day, but they certainly were non-stop there for a while, no pun intended. So but we love the effort, and that's what we love to see. So this PSA 900 is operating our first PSA 900 service to DFW. We'd love to see that. Here's our Kalita Air Boeing 727-200 freighter. This never gets old to see, coming in from the Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky International Airport. Very cool to see this, as always, with the rotational basis they have for whoever contracts that. I would really like to know, but really cool to go to Cincinnati and get to see that full operation. That is a massive cargo facility, man. It was unfortunate I was only able to go on a Saturday, because the weekdays are really the busy days, but hopefully I'll be able to go back sometime and get to experience that all over again. So really cool plane, really love this service. It's very meaningful, and I love the effort there. So this aircraft is currently coming in from the Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky International Airport. Cargo operation over here is also going pretty strong. We have our UPS Airbus A300 freighter. Really unfortunate that the 767 kind of vanished on us, but it's all good. It happens to the best of us. This aircraft's coming in from the Louisville Airport, whichever pronunciation's right, of the airport. Going to be heading back out there. UPS mainly with that. And I think I saw a flight coming in from, I want to say it was San Antonio the other day on a oddball time. It was either in the early morning or evening. I think it was an evening flight from San Antonio, so it's certainly unusual, but it was really cool to see that. So nice to see some bonus or extra frequencies in there, whatever the case is. FedEx has remained consistent with their Boeing 767-300 freighter, though, as this aircraft is rocking and loading out to Memphis. Really cool to get to see their A300 just absolutely rocket out of Tulsa the other day. It was, I don't know if it was empty or just didn't need any runway, but man, it was out of there quick. So nevertheless, though, very nice to see that, and we love the effort there for FedEx. And here's another 757 for the update today with FedEx. I believe the only one in today's update. Heading on over to Fort Alliance Airport. So very nice to see that FedEx going strong with their continued service. I would love to see an Indianapolis service someday, especially after being there. That's a really cool facility there too for cargo. So who knows, maybe we'll get that sometime. But for now, Fort Alliance is certainly our best connecting point, and I think that's a great opportunity for us. Conveniently enough, that'll swing us right into the terminal, as you guys can see right here. Starting here at Alpha 4 with Delta Airlines' Boeing 717-200 has returned this month. Of course, we had that one off, or I guess two off, if you want to call it that, 320 substitution last month. Now we're back to the Boeing 717-200. This aircraft is currently making a service today in from Atlanta. So very cool to see Atlanta continuing to push forward with that massive operation. It's a really impressive Delta hub, and it's really cool to see what they're doing with that operation there. So very nice to see that. And the 717 is probably honestly one of my new favorite planes, just after flying it and seeing so many of them. They does not get old. Not many planes will get old for me, but certainly not going to be that one. So love Delta, love their effort, and really excited to see where they can go from here. Who knows, maybe we can get a service from them, a new service that is, at some point. Their complimentary service to Atlanta will include Salt Lake City's Embraer 170, filling in for the 175 here, of course. Twice a day, same times, really no variation there. I don't think we're going to be getting any for a while either. Not complaining though, as they fill these planes up very nicely. I think in January it was a 75% load factor for SLC and 85% for Atlanta. So very efficient there for the most part, especially during the toughest months of the year. They did a really good job with that, and ultimately very pleased with the effort. So looking very good right there. Let me swing this chair around, and we'll get started with our American Airlines ops, as American's the largest carrier at the Tulsa International Airport, matching Southwest there. I guess you could say almost tied for first, but with 9 destinations, I believe. It might be 8, it's 8 or 9, but nevertheless, they have quite a few to say the very least. Nevertheless, here, pulling in, we have this American Eagle Embraer ERJS-175 on the behalf of this will be our Envoy flight today. This is coming in from the Austin Bertram International Airport, now heading on over to Chicago O'Hare. The flight for Austin now comes in really late. It's like 11 p.m. So I'm really eager to see how it performs, but I'm glad that they have not even made any notice of cutting that route. I think it's got to be at a better time. So I think the Oklahoma City flight comes in at like they get it in at like 4, which is so much better. So I'm eager to see how the comparison stacks up. But who knows? Maybe January was just a tough month, and that load factor was pretty bad. But nevertheless, hopefully they're able to build on it regardless, and I'm eager to see what it will turn into. So it's going to be very interesting to say the least right there. So nevertheless, it's a really, really cool model. GeminiJets did a great job on this one. This is the 2018 version. June, I believe, is when it came out. So yeah, this model is 5 years old already. Oh my gosh, glad that I kind of mentioned that. That was unintentional, but 5-year-old Emerald 175 now. So can't believe that this upcoming fall will be when I got that, and just, you know, that 2018 period of getting off the ground with YouTube, just very surreal, and we'll talk about that more later in the summer, but certainly nice to see that at the very least. So looking very good right there. Alrighty, this American Airlines 737-800 coming in from the Charlotte Dulles International Airport as usual. Very standard, just like that SLC service, really no changes to be had. It's a great service, very consistent, and we love the effort there. So looking really good with that one. This American Airlines 737-800 has a logo on the winglet, both sides that is. And this aircraft's going to make the flight in for the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport as well. So we get 737, 320, CRJ 900, CRJ 700, and 175. So plenty of variety this month on that route. Plenty of 175s at this airport, as we're about to see 2 more of them lined up right here. So here is the east side of the concourse here for American Airlines, beginning with Alpha 7 and the Embraer 175 in focus. This aircraft's going to be making the nonstop service coming in for Envoy from Phoenix today, now heading on over to the Los Angeles International Airport for SkyWest. Both those have been doing very well from my observations. Some of the more successful flights here at Tulsa, especially during the quiet months. And it's really exciting to see that they're doing really good, especially considering how much money they charge on those. So a really nice effort there, and very glad to see that. Alpha 5, the middle American 175. Sorry about the jet bridge. I didn't mean to put the Delta one there. It kind of happens when you're trying to get everything set up, and there's so much going on. This 175, on the other hand, though, is currently making the nonstop service today, coming in from the Miami International Airport for Envoy. Now it's heading on over to the last destination of, oh crap, I'm 175 short. That's how many 175 routes we have this month, as we'll talk about. This aircraft's out to the Washington National Airport, DCA, which is a 175 again, which is fantastic after being a CRJ 700 for several months. Summer's really the big time for that route, so I very much appreciate Americans' recognition of giving the 175 treatment. I apologize because the LaGuardia should have had an aircraft in here, but I don't know what happened to it. So just imagine that this aircraft will also be coming back here to do a LaGuardia flight too. LaGuardia was a 170, now up to a 175, which is really cool. So really eager to see the statistics, and that will be LaGuardia's first summer season. So I'm really eager to see how that goes. This will be Reagan's second, because it started in late 2021. So it's not quite 2 years old yet, but they're working on it. So very exciting, and they're doing really good with that effort right there. At Alpha 3, we have G4. Welcome, Allegiant. Yes. Just have to do it every time. You know, Allegiant's really grown on me, especially, I've looked at their on-time rates, and their flights are really on time, honestly. You know, the LA flight that came in later in the evening during the winter was a little tough, but outside of that, they have done a really good job with their on-time rates, and overall, really enjoyed seeing their planes and what Allegiant's been up to. But here's a G4 Airbus A320 with sharklets. This aircraft's coming in from the Tampa, St. Petersburg, Clearwater International Airport. So Tampa is finally back on its summer seasonal service that is now going to be going year-round, as we've talked about. So it's really cool to think that now Tampa is not going anywhere, as it will take a little bit of an intermission in September, but starting in October, it will be back twice a week as it is this summer. A320 in the summer, and it will be A319 in the winter now. So really good use of resources, especially considering that Sarasota and Mesa aren't going to work out for them, as those really deserved a better chance in my opinion. But if you're going to flop it for Tampa, which pretty much just slaps Breeze in the face, and hopefully they get good load factors just to kind of show them that that route's fantastic, I really have no problem with the effort. So I think it's a really good move for Allegiant. That service should be very successful. It's a monopoly now for Tampa, as like I said, Breeze doesn't fly it anymore. I'd love to see them bring it back, but if Allegiant's going to do it, that gives us access to the East Coast, the West Coast, and the central part of Florida during all times of the year, which is certainly what we love to see. American has their Saturday only to Miami. Allegiant has Orlando and now Tampa year-round, and then Destin's the summer seasonal that goes through October, of course. Really cool service to the Panhandle there and to get us in there. So Allegiant providing various options to get to that sunshine shade, and it's a very much appreciated offering there for Allegiant. And I hope to see them expand. I think Fort Lauderdale would be a really good choice for them, on top of maybe even like expanding into possibly even a Punta Gorda, or I don't think Sarasota coming back's the best choice, especially now that Tampa's year-round. But you know, there's several offerings there, so they just need to advertise and have some more consistency than 2-month runs. Really, though, I think that there would be a bunch of cool summer seasonals to be had, like San Diego, Myrtle Beach, Savannah, Nashville. So we'll see what happens with it. But nevertheless, I appreciate them taking Tampa year-round. I think that should have happened years ago. So it's exciting to see. And those boys on Wiki that think that the Wikipedia that thought the route was getting cut, were wrong. In fact, it's getting extended. So that's what we love to see right there. Really great effort. Before we start with Terminal B, let's go ahead and knock out today's Southwest Airlines special delivery. This aircraft visited during May, and I wasn't able to get it in there, but we do have it in here now for June. On Lone Star 1, the Boeing 737-700 is currently taxiing into the ramp. This aircraft made a service in from Dallas Love Field and now is heading out to the Austin Bergstrom International Airport. So we love to see the effort here on the beautiful Lone Star state services that we have, and we also have Houston Hobby. Hopefully we'll get some more Southwest services in the future, but nevertheless, they're doing a pretty good job with what they have. As we've talked about, Vegas will be going 2X daily starting in the fall, along with Orlando Saturday, Sunday. So really great time for Southwest, and I'm excited to see what they can do with that. So looking really good for them. Taxiing in the gate, Bravo 4, we have the Mesa Airlines Sierra Day 900 for United right here. This aircraft's coming in from the Houston George Bush Intercontinental International Airport. These are running Houston especially, but also quite a few in Denver now. So very cool to see that operation, and I'm excited to see where they can go from here. Kind of want Gemini to do the gray one. The gray house livery also looks really nice, but the white one is certainly sufficient. Hanging out of gate Bravo 6, we have United's Embraer 175 for SkyWest coming in from the Chicago O'Hare International Airport. It's been really nice to see this on the 175 consistently here. The 200 was a fine plane, but the 175s are a really nice plane. So really cool to see that, and really excited to see if they can get up to mainline sometime. You know, with how successful Denver's been and also Houston as well, I think that that's certainly a realistic aspiration here at Tulsa, especially if American's not going to move on it, because American's doing really well in their services. I don't think that they're quite ready for a mainline upgauge, but United to Chicago only on 2 daily flights has really done super well. So maybe they'll add it in the future, but for now, I think the 175 twice a day is pretty sufficient. So we're not going to complain with that effort. Bravo 8 houses the United Airlines Airbus A319 coming in from the Denver International Airport. It's been really exciting to see how well this has been doing, so much so that in September and October, they're currently scheduling 2 Airbus overnights, a 319 and a 320. Record-breaking opportunities here, as the last time that it was a double daily mainline for United to Denver was before they had Houston A, before they had Chicago B, and before the 2008 recession. So if United's able to get back to that capacity with their other services, that would be truly special. So I'm very excited for that if that does go through. I'm pretty confident with their efforts there. So I'm really eager to see what that's going to be all about. Again, 2 overnights. So you're going to be talking about, instead of before having the CRJ, now it's going to be an Airbus, or they'll move them down or something. I know that 8 and 10 are their preferred mainline gates, but sure, they could definitely turn it into 4 if they need to. Allegiant parked there for years, or even 6, I bet, could hold a mainline plane, as they did back in the before the terminal was revamped. So we'll see what happens with that, but certainly looking very good right there. And we do have a United special today. How about this? So right here, hanging out at Bravo 10, we have the United Airlines Boeing 737-900ER in the Continental Airlines retro colors. I got to see this aircraft at Denver, ironically, so it was really cool to see this. However, this will be a Houston service as 737-900ER this month, which is really nice, coming up from 737-800 last month. So I'm excited to see how the Houston service continues to transpire. Long term, they do have MAX 9s in the schedule consistently, so that would be a really cool plane to see, although I'm perfectly good with the 900 too. So really enjoying their efforts here, and I'll be very excited to see where they go from here. So very nice to see that, and I'll be really eager to see where they take it on that service. So overall, United's doing a really good job occupying quite a few gates over here. They've also been parking a commuter 145 at Alpha 2, that far ramp gate. Got some really cool pictures of that. I'll talk about that with the visitor pass here momentarily, but it's been really cool to see all that. Fantastic to see Breeze Airways here on their Airbus A220-300 again. This aircraft's coming in from the Orlando International Airport. It's been really exciting to see Breeze's A220 here again. It was really fun to get the spot on May 27th in some really nice lighting. So I really enjoyed every moment of that, and that was really fun. Breeze is currently not really expanding very much, but hopefully they'll be back on that train soon. But I think they've realized logistics are a challenge, especially with all the new flights they still have yet to commence. So excited to see how Breeze can continue to expand here at the Tulsa International Airport, and hopefully providing more links to various destinations. Still think Tampa's a great route. Would love to see that return. We'll see what happens. Even New Orleans is doing really great out of Fayetteville. So who knows? Maybe they'll try to expand that one again, or maybe somewhere else. We'll see. But probably not going to be San Antonio or Nashville, as they pulled out of both of those. So we'll see what happens with it. But certainly glad to see Breeze doing great on Orlando, at least. That was a must-do route, as they are doing really great on it. And now Southwest is realizing that, and as such, they're amping up their frequencies there. So love to see that effort. Speaking of Southwest, here's their section, as we have a really nice offering there for them today here. Starting with the 737-700, this aircraft's going to get ready to get towed over to the gate, heading over to Houston Hobby after coming in from Denver. Both services continuing to do really well. One of my friends noted that the Denver operation's more of a hub than a ABC model, which I think is a really good point, because the Denver hub really started in the mid-2000s for Southwest. Kind of got derailed a little bit after the 2008 recession, and since has really been booming. That's one of their fastest growing hubs, and United and Southwest are neck and neck. Their prices aren't the same on all those routes. It's really entertaining to watch, to say the least. So I'm really eager to see which one can continue to do well, but honestly, they're both doing really great. So I'm excited to see how that market continues to grow. So many connecting opportunities, and it'll be interesting to see how Southwest continues to do out of Denver. So really cool to see those services doing really well. At Bravo 5, we have the Boeing 737-800 heading out to the Austin Bergstrom International Airport, AUS, and came in earlier today from Chicago Midway. Both those still doing really good. Happy 1-year anniversary to Midway returning, and Austin is now 14 months old, which is really cool. So I'm excited to see if Southwest will continue to add new services here. They have so much potential. Honestly, I have a gut feeling if we could pull off Long Beach, that would be awesome. I would really enjoy that. LAX would be obviously the best option, but Long Beach would still be. I think there's a bunch of potential there in airports like Colorado Springs and Albuquerque are pulling that in. So maybe Tulsa's on deck for Long Beach. And I think they continue to get slots out of that. Southwest was able to get 2 pop-up slots, as I would call them, or late notice slots out of Reagan, and they added Albany and Memphis. So maybe we get DC too. Baltimore would be great. Summer seasonal was the plan for Southwest there. Or, there's a bunch of cities we've talked about. So this airport update's already pretty long, so I won't go too much farther in depth. But I'm excited to see what they can do. The Boeing 737 MAX 8 is currently coming in right now from Las Vegas Harry Reid International Airport, now heading over to the Sky Harbor International Airport. As I was just referring to, the double daily Vegas will be great, and hopefully Phoenix will get the same treatment sometime. They're doing really good on that service. And the Canyon Blue 737-700, so hard to find those, so glad to get to feature it in today's airport update. As this aircraft's currently coming in, I think we might have one more destination. St. Louis, coming in from St. Louis right now, and I believe that gets all the destinations. St. Louis, again, I think it should just be once daily on the 737-700, but for some reason it's 2. So if I was the Southwest airline networking director, I would flop the additional frequency. What I would probably do is I would keep the 2 additional frequencies on the weekend. And instead of doing twice weekly on the weekdays, I would flip that over to Phoenix. But something to be said, or even Orlando, or a new route. So, but hey, it's all going good. Southwest continues to do really well, and most of their flights out of here are completely full. So that's what we love to see. And lastly, we have this little Cirrus SR20 currently taxiing over to the GA ramp. This guy came in from Huntsville, Alabama, now heading on over to El Paso, Texas. And I do have the GA ramp over here. I apologize that it's kind of clustered over here just due to a magnitude of different situations going on over here. But we do have our aircraft. So this Phenom 300 is currently getting ready to head over to Las Vegas after coming in today from Atlanta. This Challenger 300 is currently heading on over to San Antonio after coming in from Indianapolis. This Learjet 75 is currently taxiing out for departure, heading over to Syracuse after coming in from Austin. The Cessna 172 is making a local flight around the area. You can just say that it's Civil Air Patrol, even though it doesn't look anything like that. And lastly, the Exojet Citation X is currently heading on over to Fort Lauderdale after coming in from Spokane, Washington. Atlantic has bought Legacy. Legacy used to have this hangar, and this is still JetLink. Legacy didn't go under, but they pretty much got integrated into Atlantic. Atlantic blacked them out. Atlantic's main hangar is here. Sorry for the sock and all the laundry and everything, but Atlantic's mega hangar is over here, and now they have bought here. They just put an Atlantic billboard over it, and now they're consolidating. I've heard it's not looking good for JetLink, but that's we'll see what happens with that. And then United States Aviation, I have a great buddy that works there as a dispatcher. They are doing really good from my understanding. I think they want to build another hangar, so that's really exciting. That's the hangar. If you have watched my reels of that landing spot with good lighting in the afternoon at Tulsa, with the kind of the hill in front of it. The hangar right off the runway right there, or if you watch any of my trip reports or anything, that one is the United States hangar. So really cool to see that. So yeah, that will do for today's Tulsa International Airport update. Really hope you guys enjoyed it. Nice and thorough. Love to see it. So a bunch of stories going on and a bunch of different movements, and Tulsa's been doing really good. There's not been any new routes, which, you know, it's kind of unfortunate. This has been the first time that we haven't had a new route, at least in the queue, for a very long time, since like, late 2020 probably, but not even that, probably like summer, because we had Phoenix in the queue there for a while. But the exciting part is Tulsa International during this downtime has been really amping up on various customer amenities, just overall service. I told you guys about the visitor pass. It's so awesome. I didn't even have to get out my QR code for it. They just took my ID and I was in within 3 minutes and got to check out various areas in the underneath parts of the gates right here, where the or I should say right here, excuse me, where the seating area used to be for the walkout gate for here, because they used to use this as an actual gate for people to walk out and board. That is now a various amenity section where they have a quiet room, they have a pet area for restrooms for them, they have seating areas, they have kids play areas, just so many other various amenities. They have one here and also one over there, but it provides a really cool window too to see the planes pulling up and everything, so that's really cool. And then the visitor pass, just fun, you know, it's just different. You can eat inside, you can hang out, you can get different angles of the planes, go spotting, you know. It's a really great pass, and I think various people are utilizing it for various reasons. So had lunch at Chili's, that was fantastic, and overall it's been a really great opportunity, and it's free. So definitely glad to help support the airport with their, I know restaurants are a huge generating revenue point for them, so always happy to help in that regard. Since I got to eat anyway, so might as well support the airport. That's kind of my reasoning, even though it's a little bit more expensive, but sometimes, you know, it's going to a good cost, so I can justify that along with everything else that's going on. So love the visitor pass, A+ for Tulsa. Airport continues to strive with various plans in place. We've talked about the air traffic control tower several times. That is making really great progress from my understanding. The international gate, as far as I'm aware, they're trying to bid on the final design and who's going to build it. So really exciting there, and I'm sure Andrew Perini is going to work on who's going to fly our first international flight, which would be so cool on Saturdays or however they format that. Would love to see that. I think even like Sun Country Thursday, Sunday, Allegiant, probably going to be Cancun, which will be a great opportunity. Certainly hopeful to utilize that, or whoever's going to do it. I don't think Allegiant has many routes on to like Cancun, but hey, they may be able to do it. We'll see. But I'm excited to see who, how, what, when, where, why. It's going to happen there, so that's exciting. Again, as I talked about, no new routes, but we do have some current service changes with Allegiant's Tampa going year-round. We have Southwest going Saturday, Sunday on Orlando, and Las Vegas going twice daily in October. And the Southwest schedule extension should have been out by the time this video is getting uploaded. Hopefully they made some more good changes, or at least stayed consistent with what they had. So looking forward to that. And yeah, the Denver service too for United. So that's really exciting. And Atlanta as well is going 5 times daily next month, July, on certain days. So that's a good opportunity for Delta to continue to expand on their capacity here at Tulsa. So yeah, really great time. So it's great to see the expansion of the current service, and certainly well past 2019 numbers to my knowledge. I think that Oklahoma City absolutely shattered their previous records. Tulsa has not posted anything since February, so I don't know if it's a new website, because the previous website they didn't used to have this delay. So I'm thinking it might be the new website is why they are just trying to get that figured out, or a new system for that, or whatever the case may be on that. So I'm feeling like that might be a possibility. In addition to that, they're just busy working on visitor passes and whatnot. So not to mention their Instagram advertisement graphics are so good. I mean, they just look so clean. The fonts are beautiful. The colors, just outstanding effort. It is truly a great reason to fly Tulsa, and it's very, very fortunate to get to live an hour from this airport. It's really cool. Not take anything away from Oklahoma City. It's a great airport. Really enjoy it. I've went spotting there a couple times now, and got to fly out of there. I went to Denver. Sorry about that, everybody. My phone ran out of power, but what I was referring to, that it's never been a better time to be at the Tulsa International Airport, and I'm really excited for the airport's future. Hopefully that new route announcement is creeping up. I just have a feeling that we can't go very much longer without something. So Breeze, Allegiant, American, Delta, United, Southwest, somebody else. we will have to see who it's going to be, where it's going to be, and what's going to happen. But I'm stoked for it, and I hope you guys are as well. But with all that being said, that'll do it for today's video, everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust the process. Do you love and love what you do? My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.